Hello everyone, it's Monica of Creekside Blooms. Today is Sunday, Easter Sunday, and I decided to take you on a tour. So here is my front door, and can I take a minute to look at those pansies? These are my first blooms of the season. Let's check the temperature. So there are almost 10 degrees. Last night it was -2 or 3, and here is my tray of pansies waiting to go out in the garden. But I can't put them out yet because -3 is too cold for them. So I'm gonna show you what I've been up to since last you saw my garden and how did the garden progress on its own. So here in the front garden I have the perennials at the front that are starting to peep out. But if we take a look from the distance, we kind of get the idea of what is my concept here for my front garden. So I have the tall evergreen in there in the corner, kind of flanking the end. And then the yews in here and the boxwoods. I like that I can put Christmas decor on them in the winter time, and they are always in green because in Canada we have 8 months of the year when you do not have very much into the soft plants. But I am excited to see the perennials coming up. So I have some tulips that are coming. These are some Shasta daisies, and these, see those tiny little things? These are sedum. It's a type of sedum. I love sedum. It's such a good plant. I will show you more as we go around. So in here I have more Shasta daisy, and some of the daffodils are coming, and the lamb's ears started to push some growth. This one is Veronica, and in here I have some grass. So now, I mulched this bed yesterday, so now let's look into the front. So in my front garden here, some of the tulips started to pop up. The burning bush doesn't show any signs of life, but the viburnum shows a little bit of buds. In here I'm waiting for some grape hyacinth to come up and some lily of the valley, but none of that. The quince started a little bit. They have a little bit of leaf, the flowering quince, and here you can see a little bit of tulips coming up. I pruned my hydrangeas. That was my job of the weekend. Those two are both hydrangeas that needed to be pruned hard. They're both the ones that bloom on new wood. This one's a quick fire, and this one's paniculata. And in here I have to still do the edging. I haven't done the edging on this side. I took all my winter stuff out of this container, and my pansies are coming in here pretty soon. And now, oh, look at that. That's a robin. For people that don't know the Canadian birds or North American. In here by the garden bed This is another type of sedum that's starting to come up, and some lamb's ears. This is a Wogella. That's not yet. This is some cornflower from last year. And I have to take. Oh, but look at my neighbor's crocus. They are gorgeous. Really pretty. Oh, and here's the robin again. Maybe he's the one that built the nest by my electrical box. I don't know if you saw that video. Oregon grape holly. The leaves are so intensely colored. These are normally green in the summer months. Here's another forsythia that's starting to push a little bit of growth. Look at the seeds on this yew. They look pretty. But look, when you shake them, they're kind of like a dusty snow. The seeds are coming out, but the seeds are probably sterile. Oh, look at that. I know it does that when I put it in one of my arrangements inside the house, and it was like a dust flying everywhere. This is a tree peony that still has a swollen bud. And here some tulips are coming up. But this tree peony is doing pretty well. Those buds are looking pretty good. The azalea has a little bit of buds. And let's look at that tricolor willow for a minute. Yeah, it's pretty red. And then it's going to have red, green, and white when the tips. But now let's look at those pussy willows. I love this stage so much of the pussy willow when they turn all yellow and puffy. Now that I'm here, we'll go look at the side. So here, the lamb's ears are coming up. And again, the gorgeous soft pussy willows. They go from this stage and then they become all yellow. The heucheras are starting to have some growth coming from the bottom. And look at the hollies. The hollies are making some seed. The pieris, and here someone's going to have tulips in here pretty soon. This one's a mock orange, and I don't see very much yet. And this is a thyme that smells really nice. The garden is really a lesson in patience. Just a tiny bit every week. I would like to have them all in bloom right now, but I don't think that's gonna work. Some hens and chicks are up. Some daffodils. I should have divided those daffodils. This is again some sedum This is the Autumn Joy, and look what came in here. This one is a variegated iris. But I didn't show you I'm gonna back up a little bit so you can see the look of the whole garden going this way. So I finished the edging, if you saw my video on the edging on this side. And I'm gonna show you, I continued the bed a little bit closer to the shed, so it kind of has like a more like a swoop going towards the shed. So let's go have a closer look. Some Shasta daisies coming here. Some irises. I cut back the irises over there, and I see a little bit of the growth on the iris. Cats chewing on the grass. They like to do that. Even the cats can have some greens. The magnolias are getting ready, but not quite there. This magnolia is much earlier than the one that I have at the front. And in here, the grass didn't grow at all in this area here. So I decided to take the bed out, and I brought the stones out and I edged the bed. I had those stones that I had left over from this other side, and I just set them in there. I didn't even have to sink them in or do anything. Until I have my final plans in here of what I'm going to do with this edge of the bed, because in the future I'm planning to have bricks on both sides, because it's kind of hard to do the edging every year. It looks nice, but it takes work, and as I'm getting older, it was much easier on this other side to just clean the bed and mulch it and cut back the perennials and be done. Oh, but I haven't showed you on this side. Look what's coming up in here. This one's rhubarb. For people that don't know, from Europe or somebody who's not familiar with rhubarb, rhubarb is a plant that makes this red stalks that they grow about this big, and you can cut the stalks and you can eat them. You can make like a really good strawberry rhubarb pie. Or I can even cut it up and put it with a little bit of sugar, and it's really nice and refreshing, like a little treat over your yogurt. In here I have a rose, and I am growing on this trellis Morning Glory, which they said that it spreads, but it only spreads in this area here, which for me was perfect with the roses. I used to have 2 roses, that's why I say was, because one of the roses is gone from there. But it was a perfect marriage. First were the morning glories, then were the roses. They all took turns when they were in bloom, so it was a good combination. And in here I have a grass and some hostas. Something flew in the wind. Here's more rhubarb and some tradescantia. And in here I have a little trellis that I made myself, and the insert, it's metal, and the sides are from wood that I painted, and I like that it has more of a presence than just the insert, and the insert is good for the plants to grab on. I think I am going to end the video here, and I will make the part 2 about the backyard. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye.